Hi everybody. So I'm going to talk about something that is that is going to be strange to a whole lot of people, um, but it's going to help you understand some things if you understand it. Now, the Bible is a coded book. The Bible is a deep mystery book, and is only by illumination, deeper illumination, and receiving uh, deeper understanding that you will be able to comprehend what's in the Bible. Okay, a lot of things that are in the Bible are really coded messages and really coded words that, unless you really understand, to fully understand the Bible, you have to understand uh, esoteric mysteries. You have to understand, because the origin of the earth, I'm not talking about the religion or the Christianity, everything that has ever happened on this earth and everything that will happen on this earth is in the Bible, except that it's encoded message, so that you don't understand. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Eve, the fall, and the cosmic purpose, or the divine order, or the divine purpose. Okay, you gotta understand that everything that happens on this earth has a divine purpose. Everything that happens has a purpose to it. It don't just happen randomly. And for spiritual things to come, for spiritual truths to be made manifest on this earth, it has to be brought about by physical means. Okay, and there are players in all of this. They're all players. Okay, there are, when I mean players, there are cosmic players in the game of divine purpose. Okay, so, and it's not a game in the sense of, we're playing a game, but at the same time, their role is not an accident. Their role is in accordance with the divine order. There's an order. Okay, there's an order that everything is going by and everything is going according. Okay, so let's talk about the earth. The earth is part of the human. The human is part of the earth. You can't separate the human from the earth. It's impossible. The earth originated when the human originated. The earth began with the human, and wherever the human goes, the earth goes. Okay, now they tell you guys, not me, certain things that don't make no sense, but whatever, I'm never going to go into that. The earth is the collective body of all humans. Just like this right here is your physical body, not your hand, is your physical body. The earth is a collective body of everybody. So whatever evolution the human goes through, the earth goes through. And wherever the human is going, the earth is going. Okay, I'm never going to go into, because you gotta understand that human beings didn't always start out here where we are right now. We've gone through evolutions that got us here. The human beings that lined up, because every cycle has an evolutionary purpose. The human beings that do not align themselves and therefore do not achieve the evolutionary purpose of that cycle lag behind, and they don't move forward. They, in the next cycle, they become backward or degenerate beings, because they did not line up with the purpose of the human being for the cycle that was before. So when the human being that lined up with that and developed that is ready to go into the new cycle of human beings, those that did not do not, they lag behind. Okay, they lag behind. Anyway, I'm not going to say certain things, right? Okay, so now when you're talking about the fall, human beings used to be spirit. Okay, spirit don't have a body. Okay, and part of the cosmic goal was for the human to descend into physical matter and then rise back out of physical matter, because there were certain things that the human being could only develop by descending into physical matter. When you're spirit, that's your natural area of expertise, or rather your natural functioning area. We didn't have physical eyes, we didn't have physical brain, because we didn't need to have those at the time, because we were one with the spirit. There was no physical nature. So we didn't have eyes to look at physical things, right? We didn't have brain to interpret what we're looking at. That came with descent into physical matter, and that descent was necessary for the evolution of the human. So when Lucifer came and gave Eve the fruit, Lucifer presented physicality to Eve, and when Eve ate that, she and the entire humanity descended into physical matter, into physicality. Then the development of the brain, which took a long time, the brain, the eyes, the nose, all of that came about so that we could engage the physical nature. The purpose of that was to create in the human certain organs and certain abilities and certain stuff, one of which was the development of an ego. Development of an ego. The human developed an ego on earth. In the other things, other cycles that we had, we didn't have an ego. We developed an ego on earth. Okay? So the purpose of that ego was for you to develop a singular identity, and then hopefully with your ego being an advanced state, in other words, being more in line with your higher self, or higher functioning, or higher energy, you use that ego to train, right, your desires, your impulses, your thoughts, your words, to use it to spiritualize them, to transform them and bring them into a higher frequency. That was the goal. So now, we weren't supposed to descend and stay down. We're supposed to descend, develop our ego, and then transform back up to where we came from, which is where we're heading to, going back to spiritual. Okay, going back into the spiritual nature. So at first, it was humans dying and coming back, dying and coming back. So now, the earth itself is moving, the whole earth. So everything that is happening right now is bringing about the total and the final demise of physicality like we know it, and then moving on into the spiritual nature where we were at before. So everything that Lucifer does, he does in line with divine order. Okay? When we were in the spiritual realm, we didn't have the physical abilities that we have now of touch, taste, feel. So you are not supposed to separate touch, taste, feel from your feelings. No, you are supposed to reconcile both, because you are both. You are both spiritual and physical. A lot of people get lost in the spiritual and forget their physical. A lot of people get lost in the physical and forget their spiritual. You are supposed to align both, because it's only by aligning both that you will develop certain abilities. Like, for instance, for your pineal gland to be activated, you have to be able to look into the spiritual nature of things, because only through the activation of your pineal gland that you can do that. Does this make sense? And your pineal gland is activated not by you chanting things or getting crystals. It's by your will, by your desire. Do you desire to see spirituality while in the physical? Do you desire to spiritualize your desires, your impulses, or do you want to do you want to dive into them? And instead of using your will or using your ego as an instrument of pulling up towards God and towards higher cosmic energy, your desires, your impulses, your animal nature, your lower nature, are you using your ego to satisfy those? Because when the earth moves, it's not everybody who will move with the earth. You're not going to be stuck in the earth. You're just going to, when you get there, in the new earth that we're going, you're going to know that you lag behind. Kind of like, hint, hint, the chimpanzees, you know how close they are to humans, but they're not quite. Chimpanzees, they're really, really close, very close to human beings, but they're not quite, they missed the mark. They missed it. So that's the same thing. Everything is happening in cosmic and divine order. Okay?